Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, once again pinch hitting in for Tricia Walsh, Kristin Hartnett.
Thank you.
Thank you and welcome back.
Good to see you.
Always do a great job for us.
Thank you.
So what do we have going on this evening?
This evening we are so pleased to have some representatives from the Groton Business Association.
Okay.
Actually, one of the founders of the Groton Business Association, some, definite.
Oh yeah, this founder. Yes, we know about this founder. I think I should probably introduce her.
Would you please?
Right, the one and only Lian Obrey, off to my right hand side, and then of course a member of the board of directors of the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. We're going to get him up on screen here a little bit. Is the one and only Dave Brown. Nobody new to the show. Since I've been doing Mystic Matters for 20 years, I think both of them have been on for about 20. I mean, Frank had figured this whole thing out for cheating, but I think it's I don't know if it's 20 years. It could be 25 and it could be 19. But right around there, we've been doing this show for that length of time. And Lian and Dave have been great supporters of the Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and the Groton Fall Festival is what we're talking about this evening.
Yes, we're actually celebrating. This is going to be the 10th. Ninth?
Yes, it is.
Year of, since 2006. So that's going to be ninth year.
Of the Fall Festival.
Right.
We should really start off with Lian as far as to kick off our show here and talk about the Groton Fall Festival, because she has more of a historical side on the festival. And Lian, why don't you tell us about that?
I'd love to. Actually, we started the Groton Business Association many years ago. Whoa, my shirt's a mess. Anyways.
Love Lian.
To try to create activities in Groton that were good for business, small business, big business. And we found we didn't really have activities. And one that I always wanted to do was a parade, a Christmas parade. And so we started working on a Christmas parade, and we at one time actually put up a live tree that grows at Groton Shopping Center right outside of here. And we were working on the parade and realizing that parades cost money to put on. And we were a nonprofit, real money. So we decided we had to come up with something that could be a profit center, but also be good for Groton. So I had always envisioned the field at Paquonic Bridge as this wonderful place to have all these tents and flags flying and, gathering of the people. And fortunately, the other members of the GBA were enthusiastic about it. And we did a lot of work, and we put together the first one. And it's been just a tremendous thing, and we then take the profit that we do make, which is minimal, but that's okay. We're not there for profit per se, but we take those monies and we then subsidize bands coming to be in the parade, because bands don't have money. They can't pay for gas and whatever they need to come and participate. So by that, we've been able to grow our Christmas parade. And now we're really growing our fall festival. Columbus Day weekend is our weekend. And
you own it.
Absolutely.
Columbus Day weekend.
Absolutely. Maybe I'll walk around looking like a pumpkin this year.
Change your shirt, Lian.
That's it. Change my shirt.
Now, one of the reasons why we're promoting it in July, because this is going to air in July, is because we do want to let the community know that they can be involved in this and how, and to make sure that they register as a business and vendors, etc. Right? Yes?
Absolutely.
Why don't you take the lead on that, Dave?
Okay. Yeah. We have an early bird special that people can sign up for.
Who came up with that, Lian? The early bird special.
And so people can sign up and get a discount on their booth space. And we've had, over the years, and you just said this is the 10th year, I think last year, Lian, we had like 130 vendors.
We did.
We have vendors, we have a farmer's market, we have kids for things for kids. Trucks. This year we're going to have a number of different things. We're going to have people with kites, which is going to be kind of an interesting thing. We have musicians that walk around and entertain people, great food. We have wonderful food vendors. So it's really a nice family-oriented event, but you can't bring your dog. That's the only thing. Because we found that the dogs, you know, can be somewhat disruptive. So, and actually, it's the town that doesn't allow the dogs at the park. But
and now, is that going to be posted?
It is.
Okay, yeah. So
Yes.
no dogs, just you know, sort of a respect thing.
No cats,
for,
no
right.
no animals.
Right,
But
no
yeah, and
animals,
we have
yeah.
we'll also have a helicopter there from Lifestar, and they'll be there for most of the time, as long as they don't have
Emergency.
an emergency.
Yeah. Right.
So, you know, and
We're
Lian,
hoping this year too to maybe have a special guest star for the event. We can't really put out a lot
Is
about
it
that
Elvis?
yet.
Is it Elvis? It's Elvis,
Elvis
isn't
is
it?
back in the building.
Oh.
No,
He's alive, you know, Kristin. Yeah.
He and I are the same age. You suppose he really is?
There's a chance.
But I think the thing that people need to understand, and what Dave is trying to say, is that it's not just a group of vendors there. We do enough things to draw people from the entire community and out of the community. So if you have a business, especially a home business, that doesn't get exposure,
Right.
you're going to have several thousand people walking by, looking at your product, meeting you, knowing more about it. And that is absolutely going to build your business. And that's really the whole purpose behind the GBA.
and if you're a member of the chamber, you get a discount, I believe.
Great.
And if you go to the website, it's grotonbiz.com, and that's where you can get the application form and so on. So it has all of the information there. It's
Yeah.
really a very inexpensive way, if you're, like you say, a small business, any business, to promote yourself to thousands of people. Because we usually get about 6,000 to 8,000 people
Yeah.
over the that come through. So it's really a very inexpensive way to market your business.
Well, I like the idea that Lian said that it's you know, you get some of those home businesses that really don't have not only the time to do physical network or the money to do propaganda, any kind of, you know, mailers or anything like that to get the word out there. And I think when you have a booth and you see that owner behind the booth or help, I mean, you're actually
That connection is
it
great.
connects you to the people, and it connects you also to the community. I do want to say, though, that I was around when sort of this whole thing started with the chamber and our partnership, and the group sort of led by Lian at the time. The mission really was business, and the mission was sort of to highlight the Groton businesses, because I think as the area grew larger, you sort of, the Mystics had the name,
Right, absolutely.
and then there was the mall. So when I grew up, there was, and Lian and I have gone through this years and years and years, we could actually tell you some of the stores on Long Hill Road. I myself worked at Styles Shop years and years ago. That does not exist anymore, but
That's because she worked there.
I worked there and it doesn't exist anymore. But, you know, years and years ago in the 50s and 60s and the early 70s, Groton was one of the most viable, upcoming sort of center of many, many, many beautiful stores. And it still is. It still is, you know, a lot of great business owners.
Absolutely.
And I think having the event right down there at Performance Bridge Plains just sort of connects Mystic and Groton.
What I really like is the gathering of the people, Lian said.
Oh,
yeah.
And that's
Absolutely.
really important.
The gathering of the families.
Yes, it's important
Yeah.
in this day and age. You know, we do a lot of connection through social media, and I know for myself, relationships in the sales sense equal revenue. When I build
Right.
a relationship with you,
Right,
then,
as in membership.
as in
Right,
membership, then
right.
that's going to make me think about you, because I appreciate the time that you took to
Exactly.
make a connection, and it really gives a sense of community that we're losing because of our density, I think.
Yes.
You know, and
Yep.
because also we're just so spread out that people are just hiding inside. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
a good
it's
opportunity.
also those unique things that people actually do make in this area that we're not aware of. This is a great place to bring that, you know, and as I say, Groton didn't have a real gathering event, and what Suzette is saying is so true, and the GBA saw the need, and you know, we've really worked to make that come together. I just want to mention that there's no fees to be part of the Groton Business Association. It's a very active group. We do a lot of different things. We meet once a month, Thursday morning. It's third Thursday of the month, 7:30 in the morning. And you can go on to Groton Biz to find out where we're meeting. And you know, you come in, and especially if there's something that's of a concern, we can be your voice.
That's so important.
We can help. You know, one person talking to a group just really doesn't happen. But if you get a group talking, then people have to listen. And there have been different things over the years that have been a real problematic to businesses, from garbage collection to grease disposal and different things that have come along. And I have to say, Bud Fay was with us then and was very instrumental with helping with things. But that's what we're there for, too, also. If you've got a problem, we can probably help with it.
And legislatively, too.
Absolutely.
I think that's
Absolutely.
a voice, too. So, Dave, where do we park?
Where do you park? Well, there's parking at Grosso Tech.
So there's a relationship there with
There's a relationship there. We have handicap parking, which is close by. But we suggest and really try to get people to park up at Grosso Tech, and we have a shuttle that runs back and forth.
And it's free.
And it's free.
And the shuttle runs back and forth every 15 minutes?
Exactly.
And every, okay.
All day long. Starts at 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 to 5. We changed the hours. We moved the hours up this year. It used to be 10 to 4. It's 11 to 5 this year. Because we found that people tended to hang around more in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And
That's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
So people tend to sleep in and, you know, not quite get up.
So people hang around, and the food vendors are there. And people, you know, sometimes we're thinking that maybe people will stay, and it'll be good for the food vendors too. They'll have a little extra time for people to maybe have their supper there or whatever.
And we're working on having a little entertainment at that last hour, that it would be a little bit more for a different group. So, because the groups change in the course of the day. You know, the families come in earlier, and then as the day goes on, you see the young couples come in and the kids. And so we're trying to go with what would be interesting for them.
Now, just looking at my notes here, my cheat notes, talking about entertainment, I can just list very quickly here. The Lightstar helicopter, Whittles, Touch a Truck we will have. That's always very popular with kids. One thing we're trying to do, which would be, I think a lot of people would like this, is we're trying to get Matt Harvey
Who's Matt Harvey?
to attend.
Matt Harvey plays for the Mets. So Matt, he's a local boy, and Matt is no longer a local boy. Both parents went to Fitch. I graduated with, well, we won't even go that I graduated. All right, well, anyways, Matt is, so he plays for the Mets, and you all know him if you watch sports. He's a great young it was a great young star at Fitch, and is a great young star now.
So we'll have more. We'll have more on that. That's where we're working on that.
There's also a second ball player that we're trying to get, but I can't for the life of me remember his name. There's another fellow from Groton that's doing well as a pitcher also. So,
Jesse Hahn.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yes, we're trying, and then to keep going here, this is something a little different this year. We're going to have a rope tying contest that the Navy is going to be, the sub base is very involved. We get a lot of volunteers from the sub base.
Another partner.
Yeah,
with
another
Groton.
partner.
I mean, I want to just point that out because this is all Groton we're talking about.
So if you want to learn how to see how you tie knots, get tied and stuff like that, you can tie yourself up in knots if you want to. Or
you know what, Dave? Sometimes I am tied up in knots, but thank you very much.
And we're also, this, probably everybody knows this, is Coast Guard year.
Yeah,
and I was in the Coast Guard for 4 years,
So
1970 through 1974.
Wow.
I was a radium second class in Alexandria, Virginia.
When you say Coast Guard year, are they celebrating what?
250.
250.
225?
I thought it was
250?
225. Yeah.
225.
225, yeah.
225.
It's a big event, and it's
And
you know,
so
it's gonna,
we hope,
the whole
we hope
summer
to have
is
some
going to be.
involvement from there
Yeah.
Coast
also.
Guard. Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to have a hopefully we're going to get some things from maybe a pontoon boat from the Coast Guard, but you know, all these different things. It's really, oh, you might have a donkey too.
Donkey.
Yeah.
A donkey.
Now,
Okay.
You know how kids love to touch animals.
Yes.
You know, I do too, but the kids maybe more
We're
than me.
learning a lot about you tonight.
But they're going to have a
Probably
free
more
booth.
than you wanna know.
Well, I shouldn't say that. That's in my notes. I shouldn't be telling people that. But anyway,
It's
the
like
donkey.
secret committee notes that we're
scratch that.
exposing.
A donkey will be provided by a place called Beach Brook, which is different. And Denison Pequot Seapost Nature Center is going to provide an owl demonstration.
Now those
That
are
should be
yeah,
interesting.
those are fascinating. It
Yeah, they
doesn't-
are very
It
fascinating.
sounds
But
kind
of
of boring,
course-
but it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm always saying, I hope people give a hoot.
Oh,
Oh,
well, there you
oh.
go. Between
Sorry.
between the knots in your stomach and giving a hoot.
And
All right.
we're going to have Navy dogs.
There's no dogs allowed.
Oh, these are special dogs. These are demo dogs.
Special.
And
dogs.
I knew this was going to be a great show.
like they're
Demo
going to talk,
dog.
they're going to you know, see how they train them and
Yeah,
so on and
yeah,
so forth. And we're hoping to have touch an animal booth from the aquarium.
Oh, like
So-
a little pool or whatever,
Little
like
rain,
a little
Yeah,
wading pool.
yeah. I mean, we have a lot of stuff going on.
Look, don't
So-
get that mixed up with the food truck. Like when
No,
you go
no,
into
no.
the petting part of the aquarium, don't
Right.
be gnawing on like a
yeah,
manta
yeah,
ray
exactly.
or like a
Shrimp.
squid, right? Or shrimp. Yeah.
So when you walk into the, I mean, I've been to the festival several times, but are the food vendors in one place and then the crafts in another place? Lian, just kind of tell us a little, for those businesses that want to sign up early.
Well, you know, we're having a lot of discussion this year about how we do want to set it up, and there's been some discussion about doing it a little bit differently. But I can tell you that wherever it ends up, there would be like a food court. We set up a tent and with picnic tables and the food vendors around that. And there's a big track down at that field. And our goal is to have vendors all the way around the track. So it's very easy to walk around, and no matter who comes in, they've got great exposure.
Right, because you got to walk by them.
Yep. And all the different things that we're doing for entertainment are done in different areas. So there's something drawing people here, there, and so the exposure is phenomenal. There's nobody back in a back corner that isn't going to get the same as somebody right there in the front.
So is there a map or a program that's printed?
It'll be online on Groton Biz just as soon as we finish how we're setting it up for this year. And when you come in, we hand you a map.
Okay.
So then you can see the list of vendors and by number know where they are and easily find them.
So what I love about going to these things, not only do I love touching the animals, I guess.
Absolutely.
But and the sausages with peppers and all the food trucks, I love all that. But the swag that you get, right, from all the businesses.
Yeah.
You get a pen. I mean, I
Yeah.
bring a bag, and you get
Yep.
magnets
Right.
and all kinds of things.
Well, that is another thing for
Yeah.
the businesses too, and we are talking about this particular show that we are talking about early registration. So when you think about signing up, and I encourage everybody to do that after the show ends, to reach out to the Chamber of Commerce, sign up early, and then have a little something to give away, because that type of stuff is really what people are going to be looking at when they
Right.
dump their bags and say, I remember this person, I remember that person, I remember this person. And I think keychains and things like that with your name on it and your business are very inexpensive.
we call
even
it
to order
business
on.
booty.
Yeah.
Business booty, I
That's
love
right.
it.
The other thing, though, that we should mention, I think you have a list, because we've got some people that have committed to be our sponsors.
Oh, very
Yes, I do.
important.
And we really, really do appreciate that.
Yes. So far, we have committed as sponsors Groton Utilities.
They've always been a great sponsor.
Yeah, they've always been, they're terrific. Groton Parks and Recreation Department, Chelsea Groton Bank, Liberty Bank, Hall Communications, and London Day, Mystic River Press, and Thames Valley Communications, and Coke. So we have a lot of
Yeah.
sponsors already. But we could use more.
Okay.
So if someone watching this show would like to be a sponsor, they can also contact the Chamber, or if they know of someone that would like to be a sponsor.
And we promote those sponsors all year. Every event that we have, we have a board we bring in, and we remind people of the people that have been there to support us. Also, though, I'd like to mention we have some silent supporters, because the Groton police are excellent for us.
Oh, you've got to, yeah.
And the Groton Rec, we could not do this without the assistance of Jerry at the Groton Rec. He does a marvelous job for us. And LT Grasso, the school, they are so supportive. And let's see, I guess it's Westside Middle School now that helps us out. It used to be Fitch. But there's a lot of partners that we have that really don't get any acknowledgement, but we could not do it without their help.
Well, they're getting acknowledgement tonight,
Yeah.
Lian, and thank you very much. And, you know, just to circle back a little bit as we talk about people that we want to acknowledge, I've been working with Dave Brown and Lian Obrey for many, many years. And, you know, as we all enter into our retirement age, you can see just the passion that both of these wonderful people still have for their community, the community of Mystic, the community of Groton. Lian, just, you know, it amazes me when I see you on the docket for Mystic Matters. I was like, Lian Obrey? I mean, really? You know, we've only got a few minutes here, maybe about 5 minutes. Just tell me a little bit about why you're so passionate about this.
Well,
not just this Groton Fall, but I mean, community.
Well, when I was a kid, we were just always taught, if you were part of a community, be part of a community and give back to the community that supports you. You know, I've had a business here for many years with Remax, and I've had wonderful success because of the people in Groton that have allowed me to work with them. And I just care passionately about good things for Groton. And it just comes naturally. I'm Irish. What do you want?
Yeah, you've got a passion. But I really do mean it. And speaking about acknowledgement, thank you very much, Lian, for all you do.
Very, very welcome.
All you do, and I know I'm going to see you next year.
And
Dave Brown,
you do too.
Well, I think, again, with you, you have parents that, you know,
Yep.
said by the time my own immigrant parents who came to this country, and the first thing they said, you're free. And you're free, and you've come to the United States to make the best of it and give back. But Dave Brown, again, when I see you on the docket, you know, it's not Fairview any longer, but it's the Groton Fall Festival, and you're part of the Chamber of Commerce. Just tell me, we've got about 4 minutes here just to wrap it up a little bit. You don't have to do this anymore. The both of you are semi-retired, retired.
I wasn't sure if I was going to do it.
Right.
To be quite honest with you, when people asked me what I was going to do when I retired, and I said, well, I'm not sure. I've worked all my life. I want to take some time off. People would ask me, because I have been involved a lot with things, they asked me to do things, and I said, well, I'd rather not commit to anything because I want to stick with what I have. So I've stuck with the Chamber. I really enjoy the Chamber, do a lot of great things for the community.
And the Rotary, yeah.
And the Rotary.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was going to stick with the Rotary.
Yeah.
But I have. I love the people, and again, very community-oriented group. The Oddfellows organization, which I had no idea what they were when I started at Fairview, but I've come to really, I'm a member of the Stonington Lodge, and we do a lot of great things for the community. I volunteer at a lot of places.
Too, yeah.
You know, I've always, most of my working life, I've worked for nonprofits, so I've never made a lot of money. So,
but most of the time, it's not about that.
Yeah, well, so I felt that, you know, one thing I could do is, you know, give my time.
And he's organized.
So
he's very organized. I mean,
very
who comes?
Organized,
Leanne, you and I come with the mouth, and who comes with the book? You know what I mean?
Just one clarification, though. I'm not retired.
Well,
I am no, not even semi.
Really?
I am a full-time real estate agent.
Well,
that rumor is over.
Totally.
Elvis is dead,
over.
and
You
she
know
is
what?
not in
Absolutely.
retirement.
Well, you know what? Then you are somebody that I look up to, Leanne.
Well, I love what I do, and I'm going to keep right on doing it.
Oh, and thank you for doing that.
Thank
you.
you.
Well, you know, it's interesting because we talk about retirement. We talk about, and I think, Dave, you're not retired when you still give back.
That's right.
I'm not retired from
still
working.
yeah,
I'm still active.
And
so that's
Leanne,
good.
you keep on going because
Thank
we
you.
need you.
I
and
will.
I see you two on the docket next year. And as a matter of fact, there'll be be back in October to
Right.
actually highlight some of they'll nail down all the sponsorships, the full events, the schedule. What we're encouraging this evening is to sign up early. All of you businesses, I encourage you to sign up early. Take advantage of the early birds special because it doesn't come along. It won't be coming along by October.
Groton Biz, www.grotonbiz, and you can pay for it right online.
Okay. All right.
So it's
and we
very
just
easy.
have just a couple of minutes here. Just Dave, the date and the time again.
October 10th, 11 to 5.
Okay. And then I'm going to also tell you, Kristin,
Yes, Suzette.
that this fall festival nails it on weather.
Yeah.
Nails it on weather. There is not any other event that guarantees weather. Honest to God.
You heard it here.
You heard it, and if it spits a little bit in the morning, it's bright by the time it starts. Am I right?
You're right.
Absolutely.
So this has got to be a festival that God loves.
I think so.
Because it really is, and it's wonderful. Again, I encourage everybody to get out there, the kids, the families, and all of you that want to sponsor and help with the dream, with the parade, and highlight your business. Give us a call. All the information is on the bottom of the screen. And Kristin Hartnett, anytime you want to co-host with me, I'd love it.
Well,
Kristin
thank
Hartnett,
you.
our Director of Membership at the Greater Mystic Chamber of
Always
Commerce.
a pleasure,
And
Suzette.
we are Mystic Matters. My name is Suzette Tibus. If you don't know already, I'm here with friends, but mainly I'm here with my community. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Good evening.
Good evening.